We draw.
Huh? You're gonna turn on the drawing first.
Okay.
You're gonna sit down?
You're not sitting down. Alright, so Mihir and Brycen are back. So we're switching things up a little bit because Sam's mom's not here yet. So we're doing a little juggle. Please graciously agreed to go ahead since they matched.
It's by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Y'all just were in the same room together. Just saw you.
Okay.
Alright. Take it away, guys.
Okay, so our research project, we compared commercially produced aloe to natural aloe using cell culture.
You guys are going to talk.
So aloe vera, it was first used in ancient Egypt in 2000 BC. It was like hailed as like a godlike substance because it helped with like curing burns and it was used as a pain medicine. It's part of the aloe genus, which is a genus of over 400 species, but aloe vera is the most recognizable. It's succulent, and that means it stores water and it's gel, and it can live a long time without getting water. There's over 400 active compounds in the gel, and most of those help with functioning of the human body. Acemannan is one of the most beneficial. It attracts macrophages to burn sites and helps with wound proliferation. Oh, and the purification process for commercial aloe, it's like really strong, and sometimes it extracts most of the active compounds out of the aloe.
So macrophages, and here you have a picture of some media that contain macrophage cells that we use. So they evolved from monocytes. A monocyte is kind of like the parent, like above macrophages, and so monocytes can mature and become macrophages, other different types of cells. Chemotaxis, this is like in the blood, if there's a wound, it's a chemical message that says macrophages have to come to the site, and then that's what starts the healing process. Vital for wound healing, macrophages are a type of blood cell, and they help with the healing process, and without them it'd be kind of hard to clean your wounds and heal properly. And phagocytosis, this is how the macrophages eat, or like consume and live. So the media is like their food, and so to keep them alive, they need to go through this process. And the whole time we worked,
So we used this aloe vera 100% gel, and the natural gel we extracted from the plant. We cut it open, and the gel inside we just extracted. Cell proliferation, this is how wounds heal. So there's a cut and a scrape, and the macrophages, they come together and they connect with their pseudopods to form like a barrier to heal the cell. Commercial aloe gel is deemed more trustworthy because people think it's more like concentrated than the natural aloe gel, but in reality it might not be. So here's the macrophage cell count. Okay, so here's the macrophage cell count with the commercial aloe. As you can see, over 24 hours, it went up in a linear way.
this right here on the y-axis, you can see the cell count, and then it's hour 0, so at each point. The control is nothing was put in it, and that's at the very bottom. It looks lower, but actually it started out with less cells to begin with, and that wasn't really our fault, because at hour 0, nothing was added to it. That's just what happened. But then over time, it didn't really increase as much. Sometimes it did, but.
And as you can see right here, over hours 0 to 4, it was pretty much normal. But 4 to 24, it slowed down considerably. Went like the lowest it went up was 3 macrophages, and the highest it went up was about 20 macrophages.
Methods and data. So we use cell culturing, which is a process. You go under this bioelectric fume hood and you spray down the whole area with 70% ethanol. And from there, you always have to keep things sterile. So you take your hands out, you have to re-sterile the gloves and spray them with more ethanol. And cell culturing is basically when you feed the cells with media, make sure they're healthy, then you check to make sure there's no infection, and you end up putting them in wells to later test on. So we use specific raw 264.7 macrophages, which come from the blood of mice, and they're injected with a leukemia virus, and that immortalizes them, so they won't die off. They can keep reproducing more cells, so it's ideal to test with. Microscope with digital interface. This is how we took pictures, and you'll see later pictures of the wells. So you take the microscope with each well, and you zoom in, try to find the wound site, and each, at 0 hours, we took a picture of 3, 4, and 24, and from there we had to count each cell inside the wound to get our data, which took a while. So yeah, pictures were taken over 24 hours to see the significant difference or insignificant.
So what we found. Natural aloe increased the macrophage cell count by 219%
On average.
on average. The commercial aloe was only 34%. We found clumping in the commercial aloe sites, and we think that's why the wound healing proliferation wasn't as great, because the macrophages couldn't spread out. There were rapid increases in the natural aloe from hour 4 to 24, and you saw earlier that the commercial aloe sort of leveled out. And there was actually cell growth inhibition in the commercial aloe. The control was 111% increase, and the commercial was only 34. So it actually did not help.
So this is a chart with the natural aloe, and well, it's a graph. We can actually get the chart to pull up, but you can still see the control is again the blue, and started a bit higher this time, but there's especially with the yellow, you can see a huge increase. The blue is a lot less red.
From hour 4 to 24,
Yeah.
it just increased, but from hour 0 to 4, it was about level with the commercial.
And this is well C. So we had four rows of wells, and we left the bottom one for a safety, just in case something messed up. And the top row was the commercial, and then well C is the third row, and well B and C were both natural aloe. So again with the chart, control being the last one, went 106 to 179. It's not a very big increase. And then over here you have 51 over 24 hours to 184, and 107 to 392. So the natural aloe really helped with wound healing.
So here, as you can see, here's a natural aloe. It's nicely spaced out and even. Here in the commercial aloe, you can see clumping right here and right here, and that's not good for wound healing proliferation.
So natural aloe having hundreds of benefits already with skin, hair, just immunity with inside. Now we found out that it actually helps with macrophage and wound healing within, and no one really has tested the macrophage connection with aloe. So we thought that was really interesting how our results came out. Commercial aloe, so it's not really the best for cuts and wounds, considering the purification process takes out most of the active cultures that actually help with wound healing. So found that out. So the processed aloe actually loses its benefits. So it's marketed as more pure. It's 100% aloe gel, but in reality, it really is not ideal for wound healing. So we advise you to probably get your own aloe plant and use that instead. And that is our presentation. Questions?
So you basically you're saying the natural aloe does really, really good job of increasing cell proliferation, recruiting to the site, but the commercial aloe actually hurt the process? Is that what I'm getting from that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, so, Melody, is it not helpful, it's detrimental?
Yeah. It might feel good for like soothing purposes, but in reality, it's actually slowing down the process.
There's something in the commercial element that causes that.
Yeah, and the commercial olive, since they purify it so much to make it like FDA approved, so like they manufacture it, it just takes out all the active cultures in natural olive.
Do they put preservatives in the
That's another thing, that it has to have like a shelf life of however long.
Yeah.
So when they add preservatives and then, what else?
Other chemicals that,
Yeah, like they also add other chemicals like to make it more potent, so it absorbs in the skin faster, but that doesn't really add to the effectiveness and efficiency.